Hey everybody, I'm Dave and welcome to Dave's Tastebuds. Got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about pancakes. We're going to talk about the ingredients, basic methods, and then at the end of the show, we're going to taste some maple syrups. Well, maple syrups. We're going to go through the difference between your store-bought imitation syrup and your pure maple syrup. There's a big difference. So we're going to be checking that out. Just want to preface this by saying it is a beautiful sunny day here in New England. So there's going to be people walking down my street and my dog Oliver is in the room. So he is undoubtedly going to do some barking, so we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get to it. Now, when cooking anything in the kitchen, I like to have all my stuff set up first. I like to have all my ingredients together. I like to have all my utensils together. I like to have my music that's appropriate for what I'm making together. So, that being said, let's get into it. Ingredients: all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups, put it in. Baking powder, 3.5 teaspoons. Baking powder. Do not use baking soda. Baking soda. What?
I'm just laughing. I think you're funny.
Okay, good. Don't use baking soda. It's not gonna work. You're gonna have flat, funny tasting pancakes. You're gonna want baking powder. Good. Pinch of salt. Technically it's 1/4 teaspoon, which is a really, really small amount, so I'm gonna call it a pinch. I like pink Himalayan sea salt. Use kosher, use table salt, use, whatever the hell, I don't care what kind of salt you use. Sugar, put that in there. That is 1/2 tablespoon. Take our whisk. We're gonna wanna whisk all these dry ingredients together. Another thing you could do is put all the stuff in a sifter and sift it through. Seems like a lot of extra work, and it makes a mess. While we're talking about making a mess, flour, dear Lord, do I hate flour. It gets everywhere, it just makes a mess, it gets all over the clothes, it's nasty. All right, dry ingredients in. Next step, wet ingredients going in. 1.5 cups milk, right in the middle. 1 egg. Right in the middle. 3 tablespoons melted butter. Now if you notice, we're making these from scratch. You could always grab a box of the mix. You could use that if you want to take the easy way out. I'm going to give this a quick whisk. I'm going to stir this up. You could stir this up with a wooden spoon. I like to use a whisk. Incorporates, more air into the mix. Makes them a little bit more fluffier, but you need to make sure you get all the stuff off the sides. Call it done. Now, today we're making basic pancakes, very basic. This would be a good point if you were gonna do blueberries, throw them in. You're gonna do chocolate chips, throw them in. You wanted to put, a little vanilla, put it in, whatever you like. Whisk this up nice. There we go. What's better than pancakes, right? Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Tuesday night, I don't give a shit. I like pancakes anytime, day or night. All right, let's take it to the stove. All right, so before we head over to the stove, let's talk about what we're gonna cook the pancakes on or in. Couple of different things you can use. I have an electric skillet, goes on the counter. It's got a lot of space, works out nice if I'm gonna make a bunch of pancakes, so you can always go that way. Distributes the heat pretty evenly, so that works out good. You can use a Teflon pan, a non-stick pan. If you still have one of those Teflon pans from the 60s or 70s or early 80s and it's scratched, you're gonna wanna throw that thing away. Not only do things stick to it, but the stuff that they used to coat those pans with is poisonous, so you're gonna wanna get rid of that. There's also a bunch of stuff I've seen on infomercials, they're gold, they're blue, whatever the hell, doesn't matter. What I like to use is this. This is a cast iron pan. I use this for just about everything and it's perfect for pancakes. This one is from a company called Lodge. You can get them just about anywhere. I know Amazon has them. Comment below if you'd like to see me do a quick show on how to season these. You cannot just go to the store, buy one of these, come home, take it out of the package, start cooking on it. It's gonna stick. Nothing works right. You have to treat these things before, and it's a little bit of a process. So don't forget, comment below if you want to see that. All right, now let's take it to the stove. All right, now that we're at the stove, we got our pan cooking. We got it on low to medium heat. Your cooking surface, everything's gonna vary. You're gonna have to just kind of, get to know the feel of the pan, how hot it gets, because you certainly don't want it scorching hot, and you don't want it, too low either. Scorching hot, you're gonna have black pancakes that are raw in the middle, too light, and they're just gonna be pale, and they're just not gonna look right. They don't taste right. So we got our pan, medium heat. It might even be a little bit hotter than I'd like, but let's give it a shot and see how this goes. A little butter, of course. Gonna get that in there. Don't be shy with the butter. Do not be shy with the butter. There we go. Quick stir. Now, another tip, don't crowd the pan. Try to put too much in the pan, you can't flip them. One of the things, pancakes hits the other pancake, and the whole thing's just a real situation. So when it comes to pancakes in a pan like this, I like to try to squeeze 3 of them in here. Get them to the size you want. You can make huge ones, you can make small ones, you can always add a little bit more, move it around, try to get them more round. Whatever you want to do. It's pancakes. Do what you want. I'm telling you, when these are done, we start going over the syrup. So good. Now, they're gonna sizzle a little bit. They do take a couple minutes on each side. What you're gonna wanna look for, and I'll show you later on when it happens, they'll start to form bubbles around the edges. Those little bubbles, kind of a good indication that it's ready to be flipped, but we'll check it out. We'll give it a couple minutes and see. On this side, we should be good. Just gonna take these right off. Two, 3. There we go. All right, let's put some syrup on these bad boys. Go. All right. So before we put syrup on them, let's decide what kind of syrup we're gonna use. We'll talk a little bit about the syrup. Little verses, it's not going to get too, grueling, too, one's not going to beat up the other one. Or Mrs. Buttersworth. Anyway, Mrs. Buttersworth, delicious. Grew up with this, the other one that got, repurposed. It's now Pearl Milling Company. You may have known that before as another name, so R.I.P. Aunt Jemima. Right now we're going to talk about Mrs. Buttersworth. The same with that. They're both delicious. Everybody grew up on them. They're so good. If you take a quick look at it when you get a chance, Mrs. Butterworth, original syrup. Nowhere on this front does it even use the word maple. Don't get me wrong, it's delicious. I'll eat it all day, every day, I don't care, but I'm just saying it's not even really maple syrup. It's got all kinds of great ingredients, starting with high fructose corn syrup, and let's throw some regular corn syrup on top of that, throw in a little water. We'll put in some cellulose gum, salt, cane syrup, which is basically more sugar, caramel coloring, which is an inflammatory, which isn't great for you, and then it goes into a bunch of shit that I really can't even pronounce and I'm not even gonna try. Sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate, natural and artificial flavors, citric acid. Oh, there's a little molasses in here at the end, some lactic acid, some mono and diglyceride. So it tastes good, a lot of stuff in here, whatever. You got something like this. This is a brand called Harrington's of Vermont. Let me read you the ingredients to this. Right at the front it says pure maple syrup. Ingredients is pure maple syrup, that's it. So this one tastes great, bunch of chemicals. This one, you basically tap the tree, take what comes out of the tree and cook it down. Reduce it, reduce it, reduce it. I think it takes like 10 or 11 gallons to make, you know, a quart or so of actual maple syrup. So now, let's pour some in here and check them out. Never took the stupid thing off this. Go in the sink with you. Let's see what we got here. Syrup, typical syrup. It looks like exactly what you think it looks like. It's got some nice texture to it. This one, it's a little thinner, a little lighter. Pretty much what we expected. Quick look. Taste this one. It's good. Really syrupy, really sugary. It's got that little bit of artificial kick to it, but who cares? It's delicious. 2, pure maple syrup, a lot thinner, not as dark. Yeah. Still, don't get me wrong, tons of sugar in here, extremely sugary. Just an entirely different taste. I really wouldn't be able to pick one over the other, it just really depends. And quite frankly, I wouldn't turn down pancakes that had either one on these here. So it's really personal preference. Check them out. Now, you can get this at the store, obviously. They have a website, you can also get this on Amazon. I don't know how fast you can get it. It might take I don't know if it's Prime. I use Amazon Prime. I ordered some stuff the other day at about 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and it showed up the next morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning on my doorstep. I believe it was a collagen peptide, which is good for your hair and your nails, which is ironic because I bite my nails and I'm losing my hair. So thanks a lot for getting that to me so soon. Let's take a close-up. I think I'm just gonna go straight with the old-fashioned one. Let's put some syrup on these and test them. This is butter's worth. Here we go. Watch this. It's just gonna pour right over. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Looking good. Let me grab a fork. My favorite part. I'm gonna taste these bad boys. Right into the middle here. See that? You hear that? A little bit of a crisp on the outside. It's gonna be nice and soft on the inside. Here we go. Oh man. Light, fluffy, sugary. Like I said before, make these with blueberries, chocolate chips, whatever you want. Yeah, after a late night out, you know, you're a little hungover, you need something to stick in your stomach the next morning. Oh, this would be perfect. These, take some bacon, you get your salt, your savory, holy shit. You'd be all set. So, that pretty much wraps up this episode of Dave's Taste Buds. So, please, if you like it, subscribe for the algorithm, leave comments below. Just starting out at this, so I'm very interested in all your comments, whether it's, you know, whatever you have to say about it. I'm interested in all of it, so don't be afraid to say what you need. And until next time, cook something, would you?